So, how do we achieve the magical intuitive skill of time understanding? Intuition is built from experience and data points. You need data points. How to secure a constant feed of data points related to time. There are many ways, but I suggest playing two simple mental games like no pressure, only when you feel like it, only when it feels like fun, for the rest of your life. I've played them myself for over 15 years. They are tested, they help, and take close to zero effort. So, game number one. Every time you're going to check the time on your phone, watch, PC, whatever, first think what the time is. Think at most a few seconds, like don't waste a lot of time in this. Also, the important thing is to get an intuitive guess, not a rational one. Don't think about the things you do and different periods that you did different things and try to add them up. That's not the idea. Try to get an intuitive number. Then check the real time and see how much off you are. No rounding up. Always say the exact minute you think. If more than an hour has passed, you can do two steps. Okay, say it was 15:42 an hour ago. First think about a rounded number, let's say 16:40. So your first guess is that 58 minutes passed. Then think if it sounds too early or too late. Intuition is best with binary choices. In training, this is important. If it sounds too late, okay, let's do 16:37 and see how much off you are with both the initial 16:40 and the follow-up 16:37. With me, it's very often say 16:35. So the follow-up usually gets me closer from the anchor. But we're so terribly used to round numbers that it takes two steps to reach the better result, because usually the first number is always kind of round and then you can improve on it. My intuition at least never pops up a non-rounded number, and it's very important that your first guess is a good one, and over time you'll get used to that and get better. After you do this 1,000 times, you'll find out you're getting significantly better. When I first started, I was being off 10-15% with the time estimation. Now I'm often only 2 to 3% off. It's not unusual for me to try to guess the time after not having an idea of the time for an hour and being like only 1 or 2 minutes off. So you can get better. The change is not in the way time works or in your biological clock. You change how your brain perceives the things you do and how much time they take. Because everything you do, you have some idea of how much time it takes and you do things. So if you just stare at a point and have random thoughts, it will be hard to measure the time. But if you do things, then it will be easier. But again, don't try to consciously add up the things you have done for the past hour. Just try to have an intuitive feel about how much everything takes. It's amazing how you may not even remember what you did in the past hour, but somehow just nail it with only 1 or 2 minutes error. And you have no idea how you are doing it. It feels like a superpower. Just you guess it and you guess it right. This is a very rare and precious window into your intuition. Another key observation is that the moment you feel even a little bit anxious about the guess, you're trying to put some pressure to get it right, the intuition vanishes and you make big errors, like instantly make 15, even 20% error. It somehow helps to be casual about it, which is again a very important feeling about how being casual helps us, because it usually does, but if we apply too much pressure, self-pressure, it doesn't work because we kill the casualness. This shows why we must not pressure ourselves in any way, and intuition will work much better for us in our lives in general, as fears will not cloud our gut feeling about it. This will take care of your intuition about minutes and hours and help you not lose track of time when you're not supposed to. Bonus tip: if you lost track of time while being, of course, awake and sober, and your guess is way earlier while it's actually late, for example, you're at a party and you think that 3 hours passed, but it's actually like 4, this means that you had a really good time. Sometimes you go to a party for like 6 hours, you drink, you dance, you may be physically exhausted afterwards, not getting enough sleep, and after the party you may feel tired, and the tiredness now actually clouds how much of a good time you had, and you cannot appreciate it. But really, if a lot of time passed and you didn't realize how much time it passed, you had a great time. This means that you were in a flow for a long time, and the boxy structures that measure time, even the ones that are data points for your intuition, they just went for a break. They went to sleep. So you are having a really good time. And this is great because only in such moments we can have real, total fun, real happiness, real immersion with your surroundings. Your internal clock just slows down compared to reality. Then we have another intuition forming game. When you have a recent, nice, memorable, let's say, anchor event in your life, say meeting a loved one or starting a new, better job, or just something improved, from time to time, compare how much time you think passed since this event and how much time really has passed. And then you get thoughts like, wow, I have known Monica for only 6 months. It feels like a year. If the anchor event fades years behind, choose another more recent anchor event. Then you track years going by, not by the actual years, but with the beautiful things that happen to you. And this feels much better when you have an intuition about your age and how your life is passing. And this way of thinking will take care of your intuition about months and years, and it will make you feel much more grateful. The idea of these games is to create data points that will help you feel not just how much time passes, but also to relate this feeling to the things you do, their actual value to you, so you know if the time spent on non-essential, non-fun activities is actually worth it. Say you enter a large supermarket at 19:35, and when you get out, you expect it will be 19:58, but it's actually 20:07. Definitely because you had fun in the supermarket. Instead, you were just too slow and indecisive. Maybe you were tasting avocados for ripeness for 4 minutes or whatever, but probably not the best investment of your time. So time management will say, be faster next time, like maybe you have a little bit of self-scolding, and maybe next time you would squeeze 5 minutes at the cost of some self-pressure to choose the avocados faster. But the result will be temporary, and you need constant oversight and pressure. The factors that made you slow and undecisive, like the lack of meaning in this activity or lack of physical energy, they will often still be there, and they will still be dragging you down. Time understanding will search for a dramatically different solution. It will show self-love and understanding for you and all of the reasons that resulted in this slow behavior, and correctly pinpoint the real reason, which is lack of meaning in this activity, and search for radical change options, like overcoming inertia. Maybe you can use a home delivery service for groceries, or hire someone to shop for you. Why not hire someone to shop for you who is in desperate need of money and dignity? Maybe you can outsource this to a homeless person who can do some shopping for you, or some poor kid who feels that no one would trust them with their money and some work. So your problem is actually an opportunity to improve your game of self, your game of life. Even the world can make the world better. The good options in life, they improve everything all at once. But if you're stuck with a time management mindset, you'll just be picking the avocados faster next time, only if you're lucky. So basically, time understanding is a flow. It improves your entire life. Time management only can improve marginally your experience in time, and it will not improve anything else in your life. And if you don't improve anything else, if you're not improving the other important things, then the positive change from time management will not stick, and you'll be back where you were before.